let me tell you, 10 minutes, 10 minutes into a video and I hadn't pressed record. Honestly, at my age, I'm surprised they let me out on my own. Hello, YouTubers. Hello, world. Oy vey, my life. I better start again. Anyway, to Elle in Leeds. Adrian, you're happy. Sorry, these are just some of your responses to the news of the last 24 hours about Alex Belfield's appeal and other comments, obviously. Adrian, you're happy because you aren't married and have no kids. Correct? Well, I don't know about the married bit. I think that I'm looking forward to the marriage. In fact, I'm looking forward to the wedding. We're going to have a lovely, lovely weekend. Honeymoon's in Peru. Honestly. Will he ever let me out of England? Well, they let me go skiing, so whether you're Andrew Tate and the Matrix, or whether you're David Icke and the military-industrial complex, or whether you're, as far as I'm concerned, the deep state, I'm sure they'll stop me doing something eventually when I start telling some truths. But we're going to go to Machu Picchu. We're going to try the Nazca lines. I'm a big fan of Graham Hancock. So, and yes, we've asked him to come on the channel. In time. Yeah, I've no kids, dodged that particular bullet. As they say, moving target is harder to hit. My life, honestly, I could sit down and make your hair curl. But thank you, Elle. All I'll remind you of is 1973, 32 minutes, Ian Porterfield. Come on! However that. Sorry, had to say that. To Paul Robertson, Adrian, from me to you, Paul, thank you for the Nirvana lyrics. Do appreciate it. I'm not quite sure in what context they were meant to be, but I do appreciate the Nirvana lyrics. What a great, great, great band. Great band. And Paul Lynch, Adrian, you talk about jail as if it's a piece of pish. I wonder how you would go on. I wouldn't, Paul. I don't break the law. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to go to jail, don't break the law. But I will say this as a response to give you some context. I've never, ever said that it was easy, because I know it's not. It's not. Prison is meant as a punishment. It's an interesting community inside. I've talked to some, how can we put this? Some interesting characters in my time. I've interviewed them for radio. Some of the big London boys. Mad Frankie Fraser. What a gentleman. What an absolute gentleman. So I interviewed Dave Courtney, Lenny. So there are many interesting characters inside. Many. I'm from the northeast of England. I'm from Sunderland. I mean, it's a tough life in the northeast. Don't bugger about up there. So, no, it's not easy. And I have had some of my extended family, that's as far as I'm going to go, who've enjoyed a little time at Her Majesty's pleasure. Look, we've all got family members like that. So, Paul, no, never. Not once have I said it's easy, because it's not. And, you know, I call him young Alex. He's 43-year-old now. But I have said previously in other videos, and you can go and check because I've not deleted any of them, unlike other people, that it's not easy inside. I've never broken the law. I've always told the truth. And I've never asked anybody for any money that I didn't pay back. Thank you, Paul. To Matt Lawless. Hi, Adrian. Been watching your videos a while now and enjoy the content. I asked a lady called Tracy on YouTube. Now, I don't know whether you've been over to Tracy's channel. She's on about 800 subs. Go on, give her a hand. Get her over 1,000. She puts a lot of work into her channel, and some of her videos are lovely. I've seen them. So, hi, Tracy. Matt has said, I've asked a lady called Tracy on YouTube about Alex Belfield being on Loose Women. I didn't know if this was true, ? She said yes, but I just wasn't sure. And why they never covered it. Alex going to prison, I'm sure. After asking this comment. I've been bombarded by messages for 2 days from 2 of her subscribers. I generally don't know why. Can you inform me, please, or do another video? Tar Muchley. Matt, Emma has the exact answer. Emma's really sharp. She knows a lot. Emma says, on Alex Belfield's Celebrity Radio website, it says that in 2012 and 2013, he worked as a warm-up guy for Loose Women Live at ITV. So he did work on the programme, but not for long. Interesting. Warm-up guy, not in Vision. Face for radio. But the fact that ITV's gone really woke. I mean, I just don't watch anything that ITV produces. Not because it's shite, but just because it's not to my taste. I'd rather watch something a little bit more intellectual than Loose Women. I prefer things a little tighter. Sea Moon Maria. Hello, Sea Moon. Hi, Adrian. Good to see you back. I didn't like seeing you so cheesed off on Sunday. Oh, Sea Moon. What? I mean, I was really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. I'd done my prep, got myself in a good place, and then literally operator error, I'm afraid. Or I'll take all responsibility for it. Operator error. Just, why do they do it in landscape? Why do they do it in portrait and not in landscape is beyond me. There's probably some technical reason. So I started it. I got a little note shoved under my nose saying, you've got your camera the wrong way. Oh, my life. I swear, at my age, I was never a technophobe, ever, about anything. But just that one, it was like a perfect storm. Just, exit stage left, quite sharply, Sea Moon. You're not a Paul McCartney fan by any chance, are you? Thank you for that. Anthony Kerwin Penarski says, Adrian, what happened on Sunday, please? I was going to tune in, but got called into work. Thanks. Well, Anthony, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Apologies if I haven't. We're going to do another 1 or 3 coming up. I've looked at the dates. The Wednesdays and Sundays seem to be the best. I did ask a while ago about when people wanted me to do the lives. General consensus was certainly on a weekend, Sunday was the best and Wednesday was as good as. Sunday was the better one. Wednesday was as good as. So I'm going to try and do them coming up. I think the 8th is the first Wednesday. But I'll keep you informed. I'll give you a couple of days' notice whenever I'm going to go live. And I'll definitely do it in portrait. Eidolon. Have I said that correctly? Adrian, bit sad the appeal was not granted. I'd got the popcorn ready to watch AB get resentenced to more time at his holiday camp. Still, there are other things afoot regarding the money and the fraudulent actions that will be worth looking out for, not to mention the other stuff. Well, as it stands, if Alex decides, and it's up to him, free will, he can decide whether he wants to waste his money. There is the stalking protection orders beginning of March. There's the civil cases. Jeremy Vine and DC Percival suing him for £100,000 and legal fees. And because it's already been proven in a court of law that he's a convicted stalker, in a criminal court, beyond reasonable doubt, and in a civil court, beyond reasonable doubt, and I can't remember what the civil court says, but it's in all probability. In a civil court, in all probability, not beyond reasonable doubt, in all probability. So that's going to be very interesting when they eventually get to court. Emma L says, in regard to Eidolon, you can save your popcorn for the 2 civil defamation cases against him later this year. Andy Sinsky, brilliant news. Cheers, Adrian. Cheers, Andy. Always appreciated. To Sean81, sorry, Adrian, it went belly up on Sunday, but it gave me a chuckle. Fair play. What I am going to do is some of my ranting, because I don't think YouTube likes like full-on proper rants. And my reputation on the radio is I can pretty much go for it. So I have some rants from my radio days that I'm going to create into videos. Jono, my dear friend, has offered to help me with the editing and teach me and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've spent 3 days this week trying to work out which video editing package I was going to take after Filmora 12 changed the game, and some people had to pay more, and God blimey, the amount of money you've got to pay for a editing film package. So we're gonna play around, get the old radio shows. They're in pretty good quality, and I'm going to get some rants on this channel, some proper rants, not this kind of wokey, arty, farty, namby-pamby, pinko liberal rants. No, proper, sphericals out, rants. So they're coming. Chocolate Frenzy, good video, Adrian. I think you're wasting your time trying to make the hard of thinking understand. This is the announcement of Belfield's appeal being rejected. Thanks for the update. Not a problem at all. Thank you for the comment, as always. Dale Steele. Now, Dale, I'm leaving a little moment in particular for you. Dale Steele says, ha ha ha, why did you delete all the videos of you swearing and carrying on? I loved it. It was a bit embarrassing, Dale, but as I say, if you want to rant, they're coming. Hey up, Adrian, you're wrong. Your brilliant sauce wasn't so good, was it? Oh, I think it was, Dale. Which bit didn't you understand? Am I speaking Swahili? I told you it had been rejected, and it has, by a single judge. So my sauce was impeccable. Didn't get it wrong. Impeccable. But I'm happy that the Nottingham Post has done a bit more digging and got a quote from other sources. Jeremy Vine, this is still Dale Steele. I've got nothing better to do, Dale. Jeremy Vine is a vile individual. Adrian, have you got any comment on the email where your friend Keith, I think you'll find he's called Bernie, Dale, was quoted as saying he's going to ruin Alex Belfield's career? I'm interested to hear your opinion. Dale, next time you have a wash, when you have your weekly bath on Sunday, wash the wax out of your ears. Because you obviously are either simple, dim as a 40-watt light bulb, or not enough IQ points to actually make the lamppost work. It was Belfield, as evidence, in the High Court, that said he was going to ruin Bernie Keith's career, and tried to. He started emailing BBC managers to get Bernie Keith to lose his livelihood, his career, his job. So, Dale, please, this was admitted in a court of law as evidence. You need to go and take a lie down, mate. The Saints number 1. I wonder who has Belfield's poor dog. Nice growler. Probably family. Or if he's got a partner, he'll have it. I'm sure the dog's been looked after. Retro on his bikes, 10 years, here we go. Let's get him resentenced properly this time. Cheers, Retro, as always. MD, hopefully he will get his appeal and have his sentence increased. This seems to be the zeitgeist. The uninvited guest, Adrian, like you, I have said from the start, when Alex was sentenced, that he shouldn't appeal his sentence and just get on with it. Do whatever is needed to get by in prison with courses, etc., and get out. I hope someone is advising him not to do this. But if it is Alex who is going for the appeal in court, then he can say goodbye to more money and more time in prison. Also, like you mentioned, he will have the civil cases on top and also the possible fraud case on top of that if it happens. Alex has totally screwed up his life by being a dumb fuck and harassing people. Alex cannot blame anyone but himself. Thank you, the uninvited guest. The truth will come out in the end. Belfield will not try and appeal again. He can't, as he only has a 2-week window to do so, which is nearly up. Interesting and curiouser and curiouser. Can you tell me any more about that? Because I'm not au fait with the legal side of life. If he's only got 2 weeks, When did that 2 weeks start? When he was given the notice or when the judge rejected it? That'll be interesting. Darren Porter says, Adrian, my biggest interest is to know if Belfield can run a YouTube channel after he comes out. Obviously, won't be allowed to mention certain names. Wonder where his limits are on making jokes, slagging off other people. His YouTube channel is still there, although it's been demonetized, so he won't make any money. He could go over to Rumble. There's other platforms. YouTube seems to be the biggest, but he can do anything he wants, except it'll be interesting to see what is said in court for the stalking protection orders that are coming up at the beginning of March. That might impose all kinds of restrictions on him that he's not even anticipating, unless his brief is telling him inside. A couple of quick more comments before we end the video. Greg Preston. Belen sucked most of his subscribers into his lie trap, and most believed him when he said two police persons who he kept quoting as imbeciles were only doing their jobs as directed by the higher authorities. I think this must be when he said they came to bash his back doors in. Comedy moment. Played it for comedy, but there's no evidence that ever happened. None. Most people were only going by his lies, and he kept telling Belen's mantra, nothing to fear because he's got nothing to hide. BS. He kept on quoting, he had much to hide and much more to fear. Alex Belfield can no longer be believed at all. I hope he gets another 5 years jail and stripped of all the money conned from the fools who gave it to him. We, the majority, hate the BBC, crap broadcasting lie, and would give freely to see them defunded and closed down for good. I think, Greg, that's not far away. BBC, I'm not sure if it's on its last legs, whether the band's playing on the Titanic as it goes down. Be interesting to see how the next 5 to 10 years goes. If it's a propaganda machine, which a lot of people believe, then it will be left in place. But how will the BBC look in 5 years? Let's revisit it and see whether we were right or wrong. Uninvited guest. Again, Adrian, like you, I've said from the start, when Alex was sentenced, that he shouldn't appeal his sentence and just get on with it. Do whatever you need to get by in prison. So some of your comments from the videos of the last 24 hours. More coming. I'll get to some of the comments and some of the other subjects. I just don't want to be doing Belfield all the time. I will say to you that because of my friend Jono, who's going to help me with the video editing, my Diana, my 9/11, some of the weightier subjects, they need to have proper videos done. Just not a piece to camera, maybe a piece with a couple of other different cameras. I'm looking at different setups at home. I'm going to have the office redone, so it looks slightly different. So there's lots of things happening, and some of the more intricate videos, I don't want to do just a straight piece to camera. I want to offer evidence to back up my assertions. My name's Adrian Allen. Thank you for your likes, subscriptions. Don't forget to ding the bell. You can share the video if you want. And I'll see you in the next video.